Welcome to the FOMO Creators Show. I'm your host, King Tsang, first name King. And today we're going to be talking to the incredible Abi Sea from Adventures in Marketing. How are you, lovely Abi Sea?
Hello, May King. It's so nice to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, you are so welcome. Now, let's tell the world who you are and what you do, first of all.
Okay, so I'm Abi Sea. I'm the launch lifeline, and I step in and help creative coaches, big hearted consultants, and creators who want to launch online, but they don't want to do it all by themselves. So I come in as a kind of creative sidekick, help out with launch plans, with launch content, and with launch messaging so that your launch can be a happy place, somewhere that you actually want to turn up in the morning and do the work to get to launch day.
I absolutely love that. And of course, I've hired you this
Yes, you
week to
have.
help me launch a particular service offering that I have. And I have to say, Abby, you are just amazing. I've been talking about doing this for, I don't know, 18 months, and then procrastination, perfectionism got
Yep,
in the way.
yep.
And I just said, Abby, I need help. And you have been absolutely amazing. But
Oh,
hey, this
thank
isn't about me. This is all about you. Let's talk about adventures in marketing. What is it?
Okay, well, I'm so glad you asked. Adventures in Marketing is an all-day event that's taking place in Edinburgh next Thursday at Yotel on Queen Street. It's not just my event. I am a co-host with a really great business friend of mine and yours, Niki Hutchison, who is a marketing strategist and complete expert in all things marketing. So together we are hosting a marketing and business event in Edinburgh. And we have created what I believe is to be one of the most exciting lineups of business and marketing experts that you will find at an event, especially in quarter one of 2023.
Absolutely love that, and it's also we've mentioned the fabulous Niki Hutchison there. It's also in partnership with the fabulous Andrew and Pete, isn't it?
Yeah, so Andrew and Pete slash Atomic are supporting us, and they will be speaking at the event, and they're going to be helping us all figure out how to make more money in 2023 than we did in 2022 in less hours. So I think there will be a bit of a rugby scrum to actually get involved in that Q&A.
I'm just saying hello to the fabulous Claire Jenks
I can
there.
see
Um,
right there.
and for those eagle-eyed amongst you, you can see, look, no hands. Because I've got the fabulous Marissa Callie, who is a live stream producer behind the show. So she's bringing up all these ticker takes, bringing up all the comments as well. I tried to do everything everywhere all at once last week, and it was a bit of a disaster. And
Did you
Marissa
win an
said,
Oscar for it, Making? Or an
well, I'm
Emmy?
waiting. We'll see. But Marissa stepped forward and said, hello, I'm your friend. Why don't you get me to help you? And I went, well, I didn't want to because, like, you're my friend. She said, no, I can help you. And oh my gosh, she's been amazing. So I am going to be talking to Marissa at a future show. So watch this space. But that's why I'm doing this. Look, no hands, because she is amazing.
Everyone thought I was doing it, Making.
And we've got the fabulous Twinkle, my one-eyed cat, joining us as well. But anyway, let's go back to Adventures in Marketing. Now, I love the title because it's about choosing your own adventure, isn't it? Tell me more about that.
So when Nikki and I were putting together this idea, we thought we had big grand plans for how this event was going to be, and we thought that we would have to, kind of hone it all back a little bit in line with what was possible and what wasn't. But our plans now are almost exactly the same as they were when they were the dream plans at the beginning, and the main sort of energy and vibe that we wanted to give across with this event is that, this world that we've chosen for ourselves as freelancers, as small business owners, entrepreneurs, however you identify, it's a crazy bonkers world that we have chosen for ourselves, and it is a real adventure. And Nikki and I really wanted to give across this energy that the adventure is within your power. It's you can choose the highs, and if there are lows, you can choose how to get out of those lows. It's not something that is done to you. It's something that you can choose and you have the power over if you've got the right tools in place and if you've got the right people around you. And so, Adventures in Marketing has been designed to give both of those things, the tools, the ideas, the motivation, but also an amazing opportunity to meet really great people who are all sharing the same experience as you are. They're all on the same adventure. It maybe doesn't have the same scenery or the same music, but it's still the same adventure. So meeting lots of new people that are going to inspire you and motivate you and challenge you and call you out when you're, quite obviously talking rubbish, then that is such a great thing to do, is to meet these people.
I love it. Now, Marissa, could you possibly bring up the website? Because I just want to break it down a little bit. So we had Claire Jenks pop up on the comments there. She's going to be one of the fabulous people that you can network and start building relationships
Yeah.
with. But let's go through a little bit about the website then. So you can get your tickets. There are 14 tickets left. Is that right, Abby?
Yeah, I think it might actually be less than that. I haven't done a recce today, but I
Wow.
think we're sitting at between 8 and 11 tickets left. So now is
Amazing.
the time to
Amazing.
get your ticket.
So it is, as we can see, Thursday, February the 9th, next week in Edinburgh.
All
And if
content
we
written by
scroll
me,
up,
by the way, making.
what's that? Sorry.
All content written by me, by the way.
Well, that's what you do because that's what you're amazing. And if we scroll up a little bit more, ta-da! This is
This
the
the
whole
agenda.
lineup, isn't
Yeah,
it? This is the
yeah.
whole lineup. So let's walk through what people are going to expect on the day.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, well, because it's an adventure, we wanted to kind of stick with the theme of planning out your day and scheduling lots of time to actually enjoy the journey and not just the destination. So we've built in lots of opportunities for networking, for breaks and refreshments, in between the talks, because I think once we dig into what each of the speakers are going to be, talking about, I think we'll start to see that we are going to need a bit of processing time after the sessions, because they are motivating and they are different from the sort of one size fits all type marketing advice and business kind of tips that you can get at some of these events. So Nikki and I are kicking things off really quite early on the morning of the 9th, because, well, we've got so many people to pack in, but also I feel like all adventures begin with an early morning start that people wish would be a bit later. If you roll out of
Absolutely.
your bed and get your kit bag on. So yeah, we're starting at 8:30 is when we officially fling open the doors of the hotel and invite everyone in for some hot drinks and some pastries and big smiles and hopefully hugs, depending on, of course, if people are up for hugs after in a post-COVID world.
Yes.
Mhm. So
And
yeah, and
then
then just after we've done our welcome, and I'm sure there's going to be some housekeeping. We don't know what that is yet, but then we move on. The first speaker of the day is Teresa Heath Waring, and I believe you know Teresa already. Making, is that right? Is she
oh,
in?
I
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen her speak. I've stalked her, listened to her podcast. She is amazing, and she's
yeah,
spoken at Andrew and Pete's Atomic before.
yeah,
So as a speaker, we're in for a real treat. She is just so wonderful, and you learn so much from her. She is incredible. So yeah,
yeah.
looking forward to hearing her speak again.
Oh, great. Well, I've listened to her podcast and I know that she's really good friends with Nikki. So I've heard they did a joint kind of podcast together where half of the episode was on Teresa's and half was on Nikki's, and completed, together it was one amazing podcast, but individually also brilliant. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Teresa. She is talking about creating a positive marketing mindset, and I think that what a great way to kick off the event actually, because this is all about positivity, and again, setting your own bar, choosing your own adventure. So a positive attitude is going to do really well in that setting. So yeah, great way to start the day. And then from Teresa, we bounce straight into Viv Guy, who have you met Viv before, Making? Have you heard of Viv?
Haven't had the opportunity yet because she's talking about marketing without social media.
Exactly.
What?
Is this possible? Yeah, I think her talk is going to be so exciting. And, for the social media marketers out there, your days are numbered.
Then we've got the fabulous Abi Sea. I've heard she is
Yes.
amazing.
Oh, I wouldn't trust her actually. She's a bit scary.
Oh,
Yeah,
so and you're going to be talking about launching, being a
I'm
happy
going to be
place.
talking about making your launch a happy place because, the clients that I work with, by the time they find me or by the time they decide they need some extra help, they're almost at the point of giving up with their launch for whatever reason. There's so many reasons, but launching can take so much out of you, and it's not always positive. And so I want to help people understand that there is a happy way to launch that you can. Oh, Tim Lewis is definitely up for hugs. I just want people to remember that your launch can be a happy place. So yeah, it's all rainbows and sunshine for me at what's that, 10:35.
And we also had Jerry pop up as well. If you want photographs done, you need to go and talk to Jerry. So she's a specialist, a brand photographer. So she's one of the incredible women that you're going to be able to network with on the day itself. Now we've got Natalie Lou as well, and
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to hearing from Natalie. The joy of saying no. Are
Yeah.
you like me, Abby? Are you able to say no? Because I haven't been able to say
I
no
can
until
say
now.
no, but then I immediately say yes as soon as I've said it.
Hashtag making mistakes. Then we've got Niki Hutchison, and she's going to be talking about how to be a more confident business owner. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's going to be
Well,
amazing.
Nikki toyed with a couple of different titles, all around the same thing, but ultimately she is going to be giving quite an open and honest account of the mistakes and the highs and lows that she's experienced as a business owner, and how she's worked her way out of those, the lows and the mistakes. So her talk is going to be really frank and open, and I'm really looking forward to that because I think it's going to be
Amazing.
a real eye opener.
Now, not only are we going to have some fabulous lunch, we've got opportunities to network with people. You've also got masterminds as well. I can read there from the timetable. So this is where people are going to be hanging out with like-minded people who are going to be dealing with a particular subject. Is that right?
Yeah, so one thing that we really wanted to for every ticket holder to come away with at the end of the day was to feel like they had progressed in their ideas and in their skills. And so we wanted to shape the event around the people who are going to be there on the day. So we're going to be asking people to write down their biggest challenges or areas in their business that they could do with a bit more steer, and then we'll theme the different tables around those topics so that experts and other business owners can all talk about those issues and those challenges and come away with real constructive ideas for how to move forward after the event. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And then, of course, oh, Tim's asking, am I bringing Twinkle to Edinburgh? I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not. I think she'd be freaked out by the journey. But we're going to be talking to Andrew and Pete, though. A
Yes,
fabulous Q&A with them. That's going to be amazing, right?
definitely. Nikki is facilitating that or hosting it. And with Andrew and Pete, you never know quite what is going to happen. So I don't think it's just going to be a Q&A. We'll see.
Amazing. And then it's back to you, lovely ladies, again, Abby and Nikki, where we get to choose our own adventure. So, Marissa, if you just want to do the big reveal on the adventures, this is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I love this part. So, there's so much that unites us as business owners and freelancers, but then we start to separate, don't we? Because we've got different interests, we've got different goals. So again, focusing on that choose your own adventure idea, we wanted to set up sessions where people could pick um, a kind of upskilling expert session that aligned with their own interests. So we've got 6 different sessions. You can choose any one of the three for the first session, and then you can pick any one out of the three for the second. You can move about. We're not going to restrict you. I think the hardest part is going to be narrowing it down to pick one of each. So we've
Amazing.
got a LinkedIn session, we've got podcast rules, and we've got a fascinating session from Kitty about SEO and where AI fits into SEO in 2023. So that's the first session. And then in the second, we've got King Tsang. Familiar. The name's really familiar. We can come back to her. We've got obviously how to use FOMO to sell out your events from you, May King, but you're not just going to be talking about events, are you? Because I think a lot of people will be thinking, oh, well, I don't plan on hosting any events, so this session isn't relevant to me. But do you want to just explain a bit more about why it's actually the opposite of that?
Oh, why? Thank you very much, Abby.
Let
But
me
yes,
up there.
you can create an event out of anything. So if you're a business that sells products, which I used to do, or you are a business that sells services, you can create FOMO for that, as well as people who have events as well. So I've taught people how to create FOMO for their own business. I'm currently teaching people. So I'm going to be doing all of that. I've done it for clients, I've done it for myself, and I'm going to teach people to empower them how they can create FOMO for themselves as well. But I'm absolutely gutted, Abby, because Ahmed is going to be
Yeah,
on at the same time as
yeah,
me, and I
yeah.
really wanted to hear his session. Now, what's he going to be talking about?
So Ahmed is a marketer, but he is also a deaf activist. He himself is deaf. He uses hearing aids, and he is talking about the world of video and how to skyrocket your engagement, but in a way that is inclusive to people who are registered deaf, hard of hearing, using captions and other. I mean, what other tools that I obviously don't know exist yet, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So he's all about, making your marketing as inclusive as possible. And that means, of course, bringing everyone along for the ride, including people who, need captions and need other tools to access your content, which I'm woefully bad at, terrible at, in fact.
And then, of course, we've got the fabulous K Piercy as well.
Yeah, so Kay is going to be talking about email marketing and the next mighty email marketing move. So I think there'll be a bit of a stampede there for all of the people who haven't quite got their email marketing working the way that they would like. So yeah, it's really exciting. Like I say, the hardest part of choose your own adventure is narrowing it down to the sessions that you want to go to, because they're all great. I'd love to see all 6 of them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing the website there, Marissa. Let's bring it back on to Abby, because this is all about Abby, right? Thank you so much for taking us through all of that. We've got a break after the afternoon session. Then we've got drinks and party. It's all about the party.
I should point out that we have throughout the day, we wanted to keep people's energy up, but for people to feel like this is a real, interactive experience. So we have got thousands of pounds worth of prizes to be giving out and awarding to people throughout the day. I'm not going to go into the details right now of what all the prizes are, because no one wants to open their presents early. But it's pretty exciting. People have been very generous with their prize donations. So we'll be doing little random acts of kindness and little
Aw.
surprises and prizes throughout the day, just so that, people really feel like they got so much value off their ticket, because they will.
Yeah, and just as a side note, we've had Tim Lewis who's come into the comments a couple of times. A conference is not worth going to if Tim Lewis isn't there, and the fact that he's coming and bought his ticket early clearly indicates that this is a conference we're going to. He is host of Book Chat Live. So if you're an author or you're passionate about books, then he has a live show that he runs on Amazon Live, and it helps you as an author to promote your books. Helps you as a business owner if you've got some favorite books you want to share with the world. So do go and check Tim Lewis out, and he actually teaches people on how to produce their own Amazon Live show as well. So I just wanted to support Tim
Wow,
there,
yeah,
who's a dear
amazing.
friend of ours.
Yeah.
So
There'd be
Marissa, if
so
you just
many
like to
amazing people to meet.
Oh, so many. There's just so many. And I think that, we go to conferences to learn from other people, which is great. But we also go to conferences to network with
Yeah,
incredible people as well. And, we need to go and, just go and talk to people, because there will be people out there who can help you, not just the speakers themselves. But Marissa, can you just pop up the link so that people can see where they can get their tickets? Because we've got how many tickets left now?
between 8 and 11, I would say.
Between 8 and 11. That's fantastic. And if you do go to the website adventuresinmarketing.uk, they will ask you who referred you. So if you do mention my name, I'll be ever so grateful. I get a few little pounds for that. But you don't have to mention my name. I'd just rather you come and network and learn from incredible people as well. So don't feel obliged to mention my name, but do go and get your ticket, because there's not many to go. Now, before we end this broadcast, Abby, anything else you want to reveal, you want to say, you want to talk about?
Well, yeah, one of the things that I would just like to urge for anyone who's sort of sitting on the fence, maybe feeling a little bit nervous about the idea of going to a real, an in-person event, if you're feeling a bit shy, or, the classic introvert move is to hide away at home and not get involved. Um, I completely understand. I went to a couple of events last year at the sort of tail end of last year, and it was my first experience, and I was really very worried about it, to the point where I nearly never went. And anyway, I managed to push myself through it, and I'm so glad that I did, because by going to those events, I met Andrew and Pete for the first time. I was a little bit starstruck. I met Natalie Lou, who's speaking at the event. I met Aunt McGinley, who's also at the event. So many people in the crowd, as well as people who were, taking part in the events that I went to, who were all lovely and really friendly and really up for chatting and getting to know you. And so I just urge you to really think about it, because being with people, as I said earlier, who are in the same boat as you is probably the best thing you can do for your business. And you never know who the person sitting next to you will end up becoming in your life. I sat beside Natalie for the whole day at Janet Murray's, well, 2-day event, Natalie and Karen Arthur. And we got up to some hijinks. But ultimately, Natalie is now speaking at the event that I'm co-hosting with Niki, and that would never have happened if I hadn't gone to the event. So you never know who your next collaborator is going to be. You never know who your next business buddy is going to be. And in some cases, you never know who your next client is going to be. So these things are really important as a leveler, to remind you how far you've come, and to learn from people who have come a little bit further along than you. It's just a brilliant opportunity to just get out there and meet people.
Well, thank you so much for saying that, Abby. And I think it's really important as well to note that, confession time, I'm an introvert as well.
Yeah.
And most people who might see me on video might think, oh my God, she's got such a big laugh and big personality. How can she be an introvert? But I am. I actually did the little personality test and this, that, and the other. And there was a fascinating stat from Diane Gladley, who is a YouTuber. And she said it was something like 3/4 of people on YouTube are introverts. And I
Yeah.
thought, wow.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
yeah, do come and talk to us. We don't bite.
No,
I promise you
also
we
we've
don't
set
bite.
up, because Ahmed is deaf, we've set up a chill out room that's nice and
Oh,
peaceful and quiet, so that people can go and still network with Ahmed, but he can actually hear you, and you can have, a really great conversation. So even making, if you're not able to see his talk, you can have this, chance to network with him afterwards. So we've got these little safe spaces around the event so that you can take yourself away, write up some notes, just have a little bit of peace and quiet before you go into the next one. Because, we want everyone to feel like we've catered for them. We want everyone to feel like they're welcome and at home. And just, being away in a wee space sometimes is exactly what you need to recalibrate before you move on to the next bit. So, yeah, and if you need a pal, come and find Making, or come and find me or Nikki or any of the other people that are speaking, and we will make sure that you've got a wee buddy for the adventure, because that's what it's all about, genuinely.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Abby. I know you've probably got a few last minute things that you need to sort out, so I'll let you go. But thank you so much again for coming onto the show, explaining what Adventures in Marketing is all about. And if you guys have not got your ticket yet, please do. You're going to be networking with some incredible people, learn from incredible speakers. And we're going to have a bit of a party as well in Edinburgh. How cool's
Yeah.
that? So, adventuresinmarketing.uk. Go grab your ticket. There's only a few left. And we will see you next week
Next
at the
week.
FOMO Creator Show. And we'll see you in Edinburgh too. That's right. Actually, no, I can't do the FOMO Creator Show because I'm actually speaking in Edinburgh. So, the FOMO Creator Show will be with you the following week after Edinburgh, and we'll talk more about how you can create FOMO for you and your business. Let's hit the music, Marissa.